All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the London session live stream. Had some news here today, so we're starting a little bit later, but not really having a major impact. So news came out as expected there for the pound. You had a couple other folders as well, which would be lower impact, which were kind of mixed, but GDP there was coming out as forecasted. Now here on GJ, we can see that GJ is extremely bullish here. We've broken up into new highs yesterday. I think that trade yesterday on GJ in the morning was very well managed. You know, we got a little bit of a push up, but there was very low volume, and that move up eventually only came at like NYSE open. So we're coming off good data yesterday as well, and right now we are just moving sideways. So either way we break out of this range, we should be looking clean for potential trades. Just with the sells, I would have been more comfortable with the sell ideas if the numbers had come out bad for the pound there. Now, if we do get breaks below 176,500, then we do have clean traffic to the left, but we also need to understand that any sells in this current bullish market could potentially be short-lived, because instead of getting something like this, you may see that breakout and then, like I say, just very short-lived break back into the range and continue bullish. So I think for sells, I'm still on board with the sells to fill this clean traffic, but I would prefer to see a break and retest here. Whereas the buys, if we could just get a 30-minute to hourly candle closure above 176,860, then I'm pretty happy to be looking at the buys there on the breakout. And then it is FOMC day today, but we can just have a quick look at gold. So yesterday CPI actually came out slightly better than the forecast and way better than previous. So I was expecting us to be a little bit more bullish here, but I suppose being so close to the forecast, it's had more of a neutral impact. So for the members, one of the scenarios I gave was neutral if numbers came out as the forecast or came out between the forecast and the previous, where then we could see deeper pullbacks here back to 1940 and then be looking for the bars back from this area. So this is where we're sitting right now. Come back into this very key level 1940, clearly not having enough volume to break lower, and as discussed quite a few times here on the stream, gold is still holding this higher time frame bullish structure. So I quite like the idea of bars from in and around these lows. Of course, we have FOMC today. We may see some ranging leading up to FOMC, but for now, we've been moving very nicely off of that 1940 level. We've just had a pullback here before London Open. We're retesting this previous resistance, and we'll see what happens. I think waiting for the hourly candle closure here to see if we possibly close bullish and form support, maybe take buys off of that support, otherwise buys above the resistance there. I'm not really interested in the sells. The other day, I actually tried these sells in a very similar scenario right here. And the idea is that they would be very short term, just looking to move back into 1940. Understanding that we probably would be looking for the buys from 1940, but you can see how that move down, even based off the price action, was just short-lived. So we've got something similar going on here today. Coming off 1940, we've moved up, formed resistance. We could move back down into 1940, but I'm not looking for these sells here. I'm sticking to the buys in and around this area. DXY is just ranging really, but still holding more bearish structure here on the intraday time frames. It could come down into 1945 here on gold. But like I said, I think it's going to be best to wait to see the hourly candle closure. If we can close bullish, then it'll make a lot more sense on the hourly candle close there coming into London for the buys. We've closed bullish on the 30, arguably forming support, but that hour candle closure is going to give a much stronger confirmation. Morning everybody. Yeah, so GJ, I've just got alerts set here to see if you'll get a breakout here today. GJ, amazing range. It's definitely a range. I don't know what's so amazing about it. But yeah, it's definitely a range. I think it's an amazing range to see a breakout on. If we do see a breakout of this range, then I think we're looking good. We can see the yen index just extremely bearish, looking like it may just continue down here as well. And if that's the case, you know, we could definitely see GJ continuing to move bullish as well. Like I say, these sell ideas could actually mark up as potential sells, because that's something where we just have to kind of wait and see. I don't want to be too aggressive with the sells there. Yeah, I did trade CPI yesterday. Wasn't the greatest. I gave the trade 2 attempts. I was actually looking for bars. For me, there was a lot to take away. There were some lessons to take away. But like I say, I was looking for, in a scenario of lower inflation, I was expecting to see a weaker dollar and gold moving bullish. But we were just below the forecast, and it didn't seem to hold too much weight because, you know, if numbers come in and around the forecast, we could consider that just about priced in. And there's very high expectations already that the Fed keeps rates the same today. So like I say, that's all quite well priced in already. So there was this initial move down on the dollar, but it was very short-lived, and then you just ended up ranging. And then on gold, I had scaled in here. So I'll actually go through the trades. And it looked like we had grabbed a lot of liquidity from basically 1950, 1955. And then we started to come up bullish. And like I say, in that scenario, I was looking for the buys. But I had actually indicated safer buys above 1970. So I think in that scenario, where we were so close to the forecast, I should have been waiting for the safer buys. But we had this break and retest of 1965, this previous structure. So then I was in on this. And that was very short-lived. And then as we came down, I think I tried again. Somewhere in this area. And we kind of just ranged there for a bit. I think because we didn't have that volume to continue moving up, we've come back down into this 1940 demand zone. So, you know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because I took that session with the members, and I know that there's other people taking their trades as well. But these things motivate me to be better, to do better, to see what I could have learned from that situation. So like I say, there were some takeaways, and we keep moving. Nothing's going to stop me. FOMC today, so I'll see if I can take those lessons from yesterday, you know, see how FOMC is today. Last year, news events were just crazy. But this year, we're seeing a lot of neutral, priced in stuff, not always one-sided. So it's been a bit of a tough one with the news trades this year, but I think that's also helping me to get better, like I say. Because when it's always win-win-win, you know, there's not always takeaways from it. I think up until like Feb this year, the news streams were like 90-95% win rate. So it's been a humbling experience, but like I say, it's only up from here. But yeah, that's the thing. What Wayne said there. At the end of the day, the lessons I teach is to think long term. And personally, the losses that I've taken are fine. I'm fine with it. You know, going half risk, taking a 40 pip stop, it's not the end of the world. It's like a 20 pip stop on a normal day. It's gonna happen. Like I said, it's just with members that it's cuck. It sucks. You know, because those losses come quickly. It's like 2 minutes and there's a 40 pip stop. And some guys are not lowering their risk. But at the end of the day, that's not my responsibility. But if you're taking the principles that we are teaching, thinking long term, no one trade is going to make or break you. And that's one thing that has really like grown on me over the last year or so, is I don't care what happens on any given day. Even a week, it doesn't matter. If someone shows me a winning trade, I'm like, okay, so what? That's one winning trade. That doesn't really matter. It's about the process. Can you continue to do that? Can you replicate that win time and time again? And then when you take losses, what are the losses looking like? Show me 100 trades. Show me your last quarter. How is that looking like? You know, but a lot of people don't see it like that. And then you get heat because you took a loss. But anyway. Yeah.
Saying oaks are fishing in the middle of the ocean with their hands. It's not impossible to catch a fish, but your chances are very low. Overnight success wannabes.
Yeah, pretty much. Guys looking for easy route. Shortcuts. Can you review USD JPY? I would way prefer if you sent a chart to the Discord, but we've got 13 minutes here until London opens, so we've got time today. We'll have a look. I think it will be best if you just send a chart anyway. It's going to be very beneficial to yourself as well. Because then I can see what's your thought process. I mean, overall, you are very bullish here. I think with any USD pairs, you do want to just keep in mind that we have FOMC later. Here on UJ, you're sitting in and around this resistance zone. Quite a significant resistance zone. So with FOMC later, we may not have enough volume to break through here. And you may just be back in the range. I wouldn't necessarily be looking for sells because of how bullish we are. But just be careful buying in and around this area right now. Maybe you could wait for a break and retest of this. Just zooming in here. It's pretty tough if you look at it from this perspective that we had resistance, we had a pullback, we bullish, we formed support here. Maybe you could have been in on this support, but right now you're already pushing up like halfway back up to the resistance, so you don't really have much range to be entering in the middle of this range. You know what I mean? I wouldn't enter right now. I think you've missed these bars off of this support. And then in terms of bars above resistance, like I say, there's this whole area on the 4 hour and daily, that's just quite tough. $140. So you have those bars off of that support. Yeah, I don't think it looks too bad. Your only issues might be a lack of volume. But I think that was a good entry. That's pretty much, that is probably the trade for the morning at least. Yeah, solid. Solid. Let's see if you can move up to that resistance. It's looking good. Like I say, your only issue might just be a lack of volume. You can already see these candles are just looking like trash, but maybe London Open brings you that volume, gives you that push back up to these highs. GJ. Did anybody else take trades on CPI yesterday? Let me know how it went. Maybe you got the sales coming down. Nice, Ned. Ned's killing it there. See the charts in the Discord. Yeah, you only really started moving here at like NYSE. NYSE has some really nice moves. I'm thinking of like a monster money NYSE strategy. There's something I've been seeing just time and time again. Nah, NYSE just goes crazy. Morning Corpse, what's up? How many signals a day on average? 0. Or at least that's what's promised, 0. You'll be lucky if you get 1 or 2. Hey, Torino, what's up? When it comes to the signals are the trades that I take here in London, or with news, or that Jared takes in New York. So it's no different from any other trade. And if you understand trading, the thing is, it's a lot of new guys buying signals. So if you hear new, you're interested in signals, let me just explain something to you. When it comes to trading, there's a lot of factors that go into a trade. You're not going to take a trade every single day. And depending on market conditions, you may be lowering your risk. So with something like signals, there's no promise of returns. There's no promise of a signal every day. Because I don't control which trades are wins and which trades are losses. It's my job to execute on my plan and find out later which trade is a win and a loss. Try to keep the losses small. Try to let the winners run. So if you join signals and you take one of the trades and it happens to be a loser, you can't be mad because you didn't take the last 9. And then when it comes to win rates, also understand that win rate is subjective. Someone with a lower win rate than I have is probably doing better than me. And I'm probably doing better than someone who has a higher win rate than me. Win rate means nothing. Someone can have a 90% win rate, or at least claim that, but you'll probably find that their losers wipe out a lot of their wins. So those are some things that like newer guys don't really understand. You know, it just sounds attractive, 90% win rate. But the reality is, that's a very tough stat to achieve and sustain. And it's probably not sustainable at all. You know, you're gonna lose in trading. You have to get used to that. If you can't get used to that, it's not for you. If you can't get comfortable in those uncomfortable situations, this is not for you. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. Don't look for shortcuts. Put in the work. You'll make it if you can put in the work. London open in a minute. Hopefully on GJ, yeah, we get some volume. Because we do look good for a breakout here of this range. I think what I'll do is I'll see how London opens up and then maybe wait 15 to 30 minutes, see if there's any setups. If not, then we just call it a day. Maybe we'll do a brief touch on FOMC. Did Ned and Nico just meet on RG? Check USD JPY. I actually just went over it. If you want to go back, have a look. But to be honest, I think it's chalked. I probably wouldn't touch USD JPY, even if it was a pair that I traded. I wouldn't touch it right now. Wait for FOMC. Hey Con, wonder why you're not posting YouTube videos other than live sessions. Okay, Danny, I'll get to it, bro. I'll get to it. I have a video that I was considering posting. But I don't know. We'll see. So I had something in the works there, but I'll be pushing more content. I will try to make more content. Okay, so hourly candle here closed very weak, bearish, not anything amazing. Not really liking the look of gold. Maybe we get deeper pullbacks. Otherwise, safer buys probably above 49.5. Maybe if you get a nice bullish candle closure on the hourly time frame, so you'd have to wait a while. Something like that. And then you can take the bars moving up. Otherwise, just wait for the breakout above 49. But not expecting anything crazy, so I think gold I'll leave alone for now. GJ, let's just see if anything happens here. Four hour on GJ closed bullish, possibly forming a support. But yeah, you're basically just consolidating here. Look at the hourly. That hourly time frame is ridiculous. Literally printing side by side. Guys, I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. If I do take any trades here, like I said, I'm waiting for breakouts of this range on GJ. Or a support to form on gold. So I at least need to wait for another 15 or probably a 30-minute candle close. Just give me 2 minutes, I'll be back now. ordered something from Nike. I thought my shoes were here. It's just checkers. Moving up here on GJ, you're moving out of this minor range right here. But I'm not really interested in the bars above here. You don't have much range there. Very low volume on gold. I hear you, Danny. I hear you, bro. There goes my phone. Why the word potential in case of the sell? Just because we are way more bullish here. And initially I had sells planned out below here because we had news coming out. And if that news was negative, I was anticipating us to fill this range here to the left back down to 176. But at this point, news came out as forecasted, and it's not going to hold too much weight. So just in the scenario of us being so bullish, you know, what we could see is we could even get a breakout of this support, but just not have that bearish volume to continue moving on lower. You may just be grabbing orders like a liquidity grab and then continue moving bullish. So in the scenario of potential sells, what I would like to see is probably like a break and retest. If we do break below this level, you know, it's not like guaranteed sells, whereas if we get a closure above 176.860, there's a very high chance that I'm placing buy stops there. But we need the closure above still, you know. I could actually mark this up as potential buys as well. There's still going to be certain criteria that's met in order for me to take buys above here. But it's just less likely that I take sells here. Well, be more selective with the sell ideas. You know what I mean? Also, just looking at the yen as a whole, you can see is extremely bearish right now. There's no real yen strength here that could bring those downside moves on GJ right now. You know, maybe if the structure is starting to shift more bullish, the sell ideas on GJ would make a little bit more sense. fact that we came back down and closed bearish on this 15 minutes just shows that we have such low volume here. But I'll wait another 15 minutes, see what happens. If the 30-minute does just happen to start to move back up here and we get that closure above, you know, I'm still down for the bars. Sells here, the idea is still there. If we don't have the volume to drive up, we could easily still see this range being mirrored, see this move to the left being corrected, and also just keeping in mind what we have on Friday, the BOJ. You know, we may even come down here on GJ, get a pullback leading up to that BOJ, get some price setups, and, you know, see something like that on Friday. I do still want to be a little bit more selective with the sells, but let's see how this 30-minute candle closes. Gold looks like we're coming back down into 1945, but definitely would have to wait for an hourly candle closure. That bullish hourly candle closure. If we're breaking back below 45, we could come back down to 1940, but like I say, not interested in the sells here on gold. $21,000 people blown their accounts in that pump. It's insane. How many people entered? Like 50K. See, ignorance is not so bliss.
What comp?
The funded trader, this funding company. So I'm not sure if it's only 100K accounts, but the challenge is something like you have to do 20% or something in a month. There's some competition where you have to do like 20% in a month. And
What do you get?
I don't know.
M3.
Fuck. But the whole thing is like what I was saying about that, it's brilliant marketing. Because obviously, you know, I see they do a lot of like promotional stuff. They're always running competitions and that. And it's great, it brings in a lot of business. And then you do something like that, a competition where you require someone to do a certain return. You know, the challenges in and of themselves are tricky because of that whole aspect of having to reach a target in a certain amount of time. It's very difficult to trade with those kind of pressures, you know, and that's the biggest thing with the funding companies is the psychology. So now if you're pushing to do 20% on one of those accounts, the likelihood of you losing the account is so high. If you get onto a funded account and you do 20%, I've done it, and I will tell you now that there is an aspect of luck almost, you know, because the thing is, you don't know what month you're going to do that 20%. You rely heavily on market conditions to do those kind of returns. If you think in a ranging market you're going to do 20% on a funded account, that's simply ignorance. Because the thing is, on 100k, you have 10k drawdown. You are essentially only trading a 10k account. If you have to do 20k return, you are, what, making 200% on that account? 150%? You double it, and then you make 50%. Not everyone can just take 10k and trade it to 30k basically in a month. Even if you do have the skill, it's a big ask, and it's essentially account flipping, which is not sustainable. So, you know, when you do that with a funded account, if you as the funded company are pushing that, I'm not saying that they're bad. Look, that's business. That's a great business move. I think it's brilliant. But, like I say, ignorance is not so bliss. Because guys enter that thinking, oh cool, they're going to win a competition. But reality is, most of them are going to lose their account, as you can see. And I said that from the start. It's so obvious. When you've gained some experience and you understand that, hey, this is like a long-term thing. Like I say, one day, 1 week, even a month, like, it's not a major indicator of what your long-term success will be. I think as a day trader, you do want to be having profitable months, or at least break even. But to expect to get those kind of returns in a month is just setting yourself up for failure. I'm doing it with my normal risk and normal setups. Yeah, exactly, that's fine. Some guys are out here risking 2-3% on those accounts, which is fine for a challenge, but when you get onto the account, don't throw it away like that. Because when you risk 2-3% on a funded account, you're actually risking like 20-30%. You know, 3 trades, 30%, your account's gone. And guys want to say funded companies are scams, but it's just ignorance. It's just ignorance. I still think funding companies are such an amazing opportunity. The funded trader challenge runs for a month and first prize is 300k funded account plus 5k cash. Firstly, I don't think the incentives are that great. I think if you get yourself a 100k account, you can easily make your own 5k cash, and you can just scale up to a 300k account. It takes time, but all good things take time. Should I drop you a link? Yeah, you can. I have had a look at it. But let's have a look at the stats. Good gold. That's looking more like it. I do favor gold over GJ. Especially since gold, I would say that this is in line with a more higher time frame bias, whereas GJ, this is more of a counter trend. This 30-minute looks like we'll close nice and strong, bullish here. We don't necessarily have enough range to this resistance. But if we look at it from the perspective of the 4-hour, looking at it like this, taking the bars off of this support being formed, yeah, okay. I think at this point it probably would be best to see us close above that resistance here on gold. Just because now stops are getting a little bit big. But you are seeing a little bit of volume. Competition challenge is free of charge. Really? So you don't have to pay to actually do the challenge and enter. If that's the case, hey, look, I mean, that's not bad. That's really not bad. I thought you had to pay for the challenge, like normal fee and all of that. But if it's free, man, okay, that's not bad. But still, one thing that I've picked up, like, in the last year is chasing shiny objects is not going to get you anywhere. Just focus on the long term, chipping away. Like doing competitions and this and that, and it's all just a distraction. If there's a free challenge, I'll link it to my copy trade and I'll do it. If I win, I'll give the account away. I'll give away the 5k.
You know, isn't it $5,000?
Yeah, it is.
Fuck. I'm gonna give 5k away.
I'll give it to a charity.
I was about to say, I will never allow you to give that to someone that's subscribed. You'll fucking donate to the SB. No, can't even donate to that, bro. We'll buy the stuff and deliver it to wherever. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Best believe you give it to any organization.
You insist on the charity. Oh shit.
Kopke says charity starts at home.
Okay, gents, ladies and gents, we've closed very nice and bullish here on the 30-minute on gold. Closed right below this resistance, but if you're looking at it from the perspective of the 4-hour, Someone did mention in the chat there that the 4 hours flipping bullish after creating a bottom wick. So that does look very nice on the 4 hour. You know, break of the highs, stop loss below the lows. But stops are a little bit big here. And just on a day like today with FOMC later, I would be a little bit more careful with an entry like that. So what I'll wait for is a 15-minute candle to possibly close above this level. You can see we've got a lot of bullish volume, but just that 15-minute candle closing above will give you that extra bit of confidence that we are actually clearing this resistance point. We may break this resistance point and just see an impulse up as we break the previous 4-hour highs. But I'm not looking for the impulse entry here. Buys off of this support were pretty tough just because we had such low volume, and then all of a sudden we just had that impulse up. No real confirmations here on the 30 minutes. But we can still catch the continuation, just need to wait for that 15-minute candle close now. GJ, we closed bearish on the 30 minutes, so not enough volume to move up. Could see that move starting to come down, but we didn't close below support there, so not really interested in this right now. We'll see what happens with gold. Buy, yes, I would be looking for buys here. So what I painted out on yen index, look, I don't want to look at this too closely, but this was very bearish. Still is. But what I said is, if we see this structure starting to shift more bullish, it would start to make more sense for the GJ sells. Not that we're necessarily seeing it shift bullish. And I don't really want to do like a full breakdown on here. But we can see that we are failing to push lower. And just being at such a significant low, we could start to see some pullbacks. Like I say, basically setting up for Friday's BOJ monetary policy statement and interest rate decision. So then we could get that same idea on GJ, pulling back to the previous highs at 175. 175.6 maybe. So sales are not looking bad. Just understand it is counter trend trading, which is fine. You've got clean traffic here. If it ticks your boxes, that's fine. Like I say, I wanted a closure below there, so I'm not too interested in this right now. I'm worried about the stop loss. What stop loss? Shouldn't worry about a stop loss. Okay, so we are seeing some volume breaking the previous 4-hour highs at 1949.6. As long as we don't push up too far here, and we could just hover in and around this area right here. If we could close here like this right now, then the next candle we're anticipating to continue to move up. If we just impulse and go straight bullish, you know, fill this range, The trade idea is gone. It's a mistrade. But no real confirmation there for me just yet. If you go buy with gold, what would the stop loss be? Depends where we close here, but I would probably be looking at something like this. Stop loss below the previous 15. Six minutes. This 15-minute candle just needs to sit right like that. Right like that.
You take 50%, you give away 50% of that 5K.
Still thinking about it.
Huh?
Still thinking about it.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna let you give away 80 clip. Giving 50% of that amount of money to a charity is already like fucking.
I'll give the
A
funded
lot,
account
a lot.
away.
Yes, that sounds better. Fuck. Give it to someone to just blow in the first day.
Fuck it.
Oh, fuck. You know what?
Yeah.
No, fuck all of that. Fuck all the ideas. You know what you do? You
Mm.
have that just for like London stream trades, or like for the full trades that Monster Money only takes, and then you show the progress on that account. No funky trades, everything that's been shown, you know? Like no like personal trades or anything. And then just see
Yeah.
what happens to that account.
Just
I think
the
that would be cool
signals.
to show to the people. Yeah, just the
Mm.
signal. Like literally every signal that goes off, like gets put there.
Yeah.
And then show what it does at the end of whenever.
Gold. I think gold might be one.
Look in the Zoom chat, bro. That's Kif.
Money monster.
What's the money, bro? Look.
Sheezy. That looks like a thug. Come in and take your money. Fuck.
That's the money monster, boys.
I think they're gonna come and steal your chinkuras now, boys. Looks like Nico. Ned, fuck you. Straight.
That guy steals all the pips. Yeah, facts. No, that's so
Oh,
cool.
shit.
Oh shit. It's the mascot for Monster Money.
I'm assuming Jim's chalk take on.
Yeah, let's see how the 15 closes. If this...
It's probably chalked.
Probably
I don't think we're gonna leave. Yeah, it's probably chalked. I don't think we're gonna leave this chart now. So yeah. You wanna go train at 8 tonight?
Sure. Doesn't the gym close at 9?
Oh, it isn't FOMC at 8.
Yeah, fuck it is.
You keep forgetting, bro. You keep forgetting about FOMC.
But I must set a reminder because I might fucking forget there's FOMC tonight.
Yeah, well, it's the
At this
second
rate.
time, bro. It's fine. Just bring the laptop with to the gym, dude. Just set it up there. You know, simple. Gym Wi-Fi.
I think with
It's nice.
FOMC today, I'm only going to probably take trades at like 9. We'll see what
Well,
happens.
we don't normally take a trade before 8:30, so
Yeah. But between 8:30 and 9:80, it's been quite chalked. So I'm waiting for that hourly candle close, and then things clear up
like,
after then. Fuck, bro.
like even
Last
if numbers come
FOMC
out
went
good, it's
crazy.
yeah, it's
That
weird.
was like a
Dude.
trade I was kicking myself with. I won't lie. That is probably the, I don't say the hardest I've kicked myself in a while, but like when I woke up in the morning, bro, I was like, fuck. Gold was literally at all-time highs after that. It was like 500 pips up from the entry.
No.
And entries were basically like on that wick, I'm sure. CP19, I mean 2070.
You know what I kick myself for till today still.
Mm-hmm.
Is when fucking COVID happened, bro. And I was trading then, but I wasn't trading seriously, if you want to put it that way. I was like getting some chinkuras from the market, but nothing insane, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and I wasn't trading on the day that I can't remember what happened, bro. I just remember gold threw off, bro, like stupid amount of pips, bro. Like when I say stupid, bigger than we've ever seen. And I saw it going down, bro. I watched it run down. It was the first time. It was when Biden became president. Gold sparked up, and then went to 2000, and then it ran down all the way to the 1800s again, I think. If I'm not mistaken, in 2 or 3 4-hour candles, it ran down from 2000 to 1800, like 18 something, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait,
and I watched it run down.
We're gonna go look now. I just want to see the 15 close. We've pulled back here. Looks like we may not even close above resistance. But what you'll see is on the lower time frame, like the 5 minute, we've just come back to retest this resistance. So 15 did close above there. You would probably want to see us break above that high still. It's a little bit of an ugly candle, to be honest. GJ, I'd rather wait for a 30-minute candle here on GJ. 15 didn't even close below.
Bro, just go on a weekly thing, and then on a weekly time frame, and go left, and you'll see on 2020 that was at 2050, bro. Just look at the weekly candle coming down. That's all you got to look at. It went from 2050 to 1860, bro.
I'm gonna have a look at it now.
Yeah,
I
no
just want to
stress, no
see
stress.
if we're respecting this level. Because there's nice volume here. We've come back to retest this level. If the 5 minute is closing bullish here, then I'm going to do the buy stops on the break of these highs here. Just because that 15 closed like with such a wick, I'm just going to be patient here, not have a buy stop on the break of the high immediately. The 5 minute can just show us that we're holding above that level, then those buys are looking good. Can we entry on gold? Toxic 95 said it best. You can enter whenever you want as long as it fits your plan.
You were still electrician, eh?
Yeah, even beginning of last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck. Last year's when you left, when we spoke about it. I'm being stupid.
Yeah.
Connor, was it last year that I saw you there by that shop where your college was?
Or 2020.
Remember I saw you 2021.
I think I was there in like January last year.
That's just there goes Jared, bro. The game.
Guys, we're holding this level very nicely. If we break these highs, I think we're looking good here. So I'm going to have a buy stop at 1951.3. Stop loss is just going to be below the previous 15-minute candle for about 25 pips at 1948.7. Let me see if I can get the signal sent quick. It's gonna look
What did you
something
say
like
the
that.
price was?
1951.3.
And the stop loss?
1948.7. Oh, you got it. Hey, look at this. Gee.
Is that right?
Yeah, perfect.
And then I'll send through trade activated when it gets off, and then when you give a break even level, I'll send that through too.
Perfect shot. Break even, I think we can call it 1953, 1953.2. So I did want to see that 5-minute close bullish. They closed very nice of that previous resistance. So we've got resistance turn support. Looks clean.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry.
Stop loss is 1948.7. Okay guys, so my buy stop has been activated right here at 1951.3. Stop loss below the previous 15-minute lows. Look at that risk to reward.
Trade was activated, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
TP isn't definite for now because I may leave runners here. But I want to see if we can get up to 1955 this morning, where I'll close the majority of my position. Then looking to start moving back up to, if we can break above 55, then I would anticipate us to start moving back up to 1965. But also you can't expect too much before FOMC. But if we do start to move up very nicely here, and you've got runners through FOMC, there's a chance that you could hold this up to 1980. But that's why I want to secure the majority as we start to move up into 55 this morning.
Is 1953.30 the break-even point, Con?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1953.30, not 0.26, okay?
I think just, you can say 0.2. I know it's a put, but
0.2.
yeah.
Hey, that pub can make a big fucking difference, bro.
Yeah, it has
There was
before.
It has. I was about to say there was a trade where you guys took, and my TP was literally 2 pips higher than yours, and your TP got smashed, and mine didn't trigger my TP. Pulled back 40 pips on me, bro, and I was like, Jesus. I was upset, bro. That's one time the market really made me angry. Like, 2 pips, bro, and then you lose 40 pips because your TP didn't get triggered, and I wasn't watching, so I don't know if that falls on me to blame or not, but still.
Dude, that
Yeah,
happened. I
it's
don't know if it
tough
was in
one.
the London or New York. But Connor was in a trade, and then I think everyone ended up closing out -6 pips. But Connor was still in the trade because of that little gap. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so on the stream,
I think it took like 30 pips.
I said the stop loss at a certain level because I had moved the stop loss in to manage risk. I remember the exact trade, and it was basically above like a 1-minute level, and then Jared had it then for the signals.
Yes,
Jared adjusted it to like, it was like the 15-minute counter high or something, but I had looked on a 1 minute and there was a level slightly higher. So it was just, I was just going based off the lower time frame structure. And then, like I said, I think Jared was looking at like a 15 or 30. But yeah, I think that was just a miscommunication.
Miscommunication, yeah.
But that was an eye opener for me to realize, like, such a small difference can either mean being in the trade and like or breaking even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like taking a profit or not. Yeah.
Like your stop loss is there for a reason. So like,
Yeah.
if it doesn't break your stop loss level, then you're still going to be in the trade. Like if you're wrong with like a pip or 2 on that level, then yeah.
Yep.
Makes a big difference. On that note, Kopke, you must remember that if you place bar stops, that you must account for spread, hey, when you place bar stops. And then when you place sell stops, you don't need to. So
is it okay? Cool. Let me actually take note of that. Short, dude.
So yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
like
you
with
can get
bar
triggered
stops, just put it like 2-3 pips higher. Like whatever your spread is, maybe your spread's 2 pips. Put your bar stop like 2.5 pips above the level you're looking to break.
Spread opens up with volatility, so it can go from like 1.5 pips to 2.5 pips. Your spread, like pretty easily. So that's why we're saying put it above that.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Thanks for that. Stops.
And yeah, got
So,
you
like-
reading it to himself while he's writing.
Sorry.
So yeah, like here in this situation, I had the bar stops on the break of the previous 15-minute high, which you can see the exact level of that high was 1951.1. So I put the bar stop 2 pips above, just so that, you know, if you had your bar stop exactly at that level, you could come into that level, not break it, and get triggered in. So I only want to be triggered in once you've actually broken there. That's kind of my confirmation. So that's why I
Look
put it
left.
a couple pips
That
above.
candle right there. That candle right there to your left, that's on that line. The two line, they're right next to each other, matching each other. Like, no, more right. Like right next to your trade, bro.
What?
On the 49.40 level. A little bit left. 19, they're right there. There's two candles touching that line, bro. If you bar stopped right above that one candle, the next candle would have taken you back to your stop loss. Yeah, right there. If you got triggered in without spread. But I mean, that's fake out. So.
Hourly candles
And
about
then-
to close here. So the idea is that as long as we are closing bullish above this level, trade is still valid. Stop loss is below the previous 30-minute low. We're seeing some nice volume here. So let's see if the new hourly can continue with that upside volume. And if we close with this wick, possibly fill this wick and continue moving.
Con, I'm just gonna step away for a minute or two. So if you have to send like a managing point or whatever in the signals, you must just do it, okay? I won't be here right
Okay.
now.
Sure, no worries.
Bro, and I've noticed, like, if we set in a bar stop or something, say I put in a bar stop at 1949.6, right? Sometimes it will come in and be set at like 1949.65 or something like that. What is the reasoning for that, even though I've typed it incorrectly?
It's called slippage. So if your order is just being filled a little bit later, maybe it's when the market's moving quickly.
Yeah.
And then that order, it's not always going to be filled at the exact price you put it in. If you're using a pending order, you could get, like I said, you could get slipped. So you might get entered into the position like 2-3 pips after your pending order was actually set. Sometimes it can be even more. With high impact news, you know, you can get slipped big time. Also depends on what broker you use, but any broker can get slipped, you know. There's no running away from it really. It is part of the game.
Pops, the best way to see it, put your bar stop or sell stop in and then look at your actual chart when it's about to enter. And if there is going to be some slippage, you'll literally see your entry move away from when you had it at. You'll see it just go above it or below it. It's literally, it's normal, but never ever put bar stop or sell stop on big news days. Never ever. Okay, you'll get slipped by like 40 pips, 50 pips. You won't get slipped by 1 or 2. You'll get slipped by a lot. So
okay, cool. Nah, short for that.
If you want to avoid slippage, that's the best advice, to avoid slippage.
Yeah.
Like, those are the only times you're really gonna get slipped like bad. You know, I think there's been one time in London session where I was slipped bad. There was no news, nothing. I slipped like 7 pips. That's the worst I've been slipped on a normal day, normal trade. And that was once. That was like out of the blue.
Yeah.
You'll also find that slippage happens more on funded accounts than on like your actual broker, like your live account. It's just how it is, bro. Like, there's nothing they're gonna do about it to fix it. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just how it goes. So on funded accounts, you can't be ballsy and place buy stops or sell stops on news because
you'll get fucked.
It's fucked, bro. Like properly. Like I think Justin got slipped 90 pips the once, dude, from news. 90 fucking pips, bro. That's your account basically blown depending on your risk, bro. If you're on a funded account. So
that's hectic, yeah.
And his stop loss was there. It's just he got slipped past it. And I mean, don't get us wrong, you also get slipped sometimes for like that it benefits you. I've had my TP slipped by like 20 pips before, then that's an extra 20 pips added to me as profit. You feel?
Yeah, I get you.
It's just way more likely happens on your entry, not on your TPs. And
yeah,
it's always like that, eh?
But like yesterday with that news, is that what you're talking about? Like obviously how the market jumped up, like what was it, 100 pips came back down. You'll get triggered in late and then you'll get closed out.
If you had a sell-in, bro, and you had a stop loss 30 pips under your entry and that thing went down by 100 pips, I promise you your stop loss wouldn't have been 30 pips. It would probably be like 50, 60 pips that would have got triggered off because you would have got slipped.
If you had sell stops in yesterday with a 30 pip stop, you would have been slipped. Your sell stops would have been slipped let's say like 20 pips. So now you got a 50 pip stop.
Well,
and then your stop loss would be slipped as well, another 20 pips.
Hectic.
Yeah, that's why you don't pass stop.
Yo, I wear that note taken shot.
It's really not worth it, bro. Like that's how you lose fucking money without even putting a trade in the market. Like before you even enter the market, you like 40 pips drawdown, bro, for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then you gotta think about, does my stop loss move now like 5 pips away from my entry because it's right here? Like what do you do? So just funky.
Yeah, it's tough when you do get slipped because I know even with that like 7 pip slippage the one day, it's just like the whole risk to reward of the trade, it looked funky, and I'm like, I don't know. I think if I do get slipped more than like, I don't know. Depends on the risk to reward, like what my stop loss is. But I think that'll be something that I look at moving forward. If I do get slipped more than like 5 pips and my stop loss is, I don't know, less than like 30 pips, I'll look at just closing out some, maybe lowering my risk essentially.
Something we've spoken about. But that
tell me that. No, I was just gonna ask, like, I don't know if I might be wrong, but with like crypto and stuff, I know if you were buying in, you would get the next price that somebody was selling out at. So is that pretty much what the slippage is? Same thing.
Yeah, essentially, because I mean,
like someone's selling out at a certain price, so then you fill in that order that they've sold, and you take in your bar from that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Simply put, so the 30 minutes and hourly did close above here. We did close with a wick to fill. We are seeing a little bit of upside volume on the opening of this new hourly candle, still holding above this level. 5 minute closed bullish. We're just consolidating, but I like that this 5 closed bullish. We do look pretty good here. There was a lot of volume coming into the hourly close. We had a little bit of a pullback nearing the hourly close, and then now the new hour, I'm anticipating this volume to continue moving up. So I could have waited for the hourly close, but the idea behind the trade, the logic behind the trade, someone asked, I was looking for the bars above this resistance here at 1949, and we were closing above here on the 15. It wasn't the most beautiful candle, but I had scaled down to a 5 minute, and I said if we are holding this level like a support forming with this volume, I think we'll look good to drive up here. So entered, you could say basically based off that 5-minute setup, break retest, but looks like the volume is not here right now. Current 1H has no bottom wick. On trading view it does, on my broker it does as well. Very small one, but it's there. Is the pips for the year and week updated? No, it's not. I'll update the spreadsheet this weekend. I'm like 2 weeks behind. I need to make it a habit to update it after stream every day.
Did you say something while I was gone now for 5 minutes?
Nah.
Yeah. Where's Jared, bro? Doing some house stuff.
Yeah, he's with fam.
Okay, cool. So no New York stream, and then we're having FOMC stream tonight.
Jared will do New York, but yeah, we'll have FOMC tonight as well. We'll just be adding
After
to
like
this position later on during FOMC.
I feel, yeah, just have some cushion in the market already, you know.
Yeah.
Check on the weekly thing. I know we're in a trade, but okay, let's wait a minute or so if you want to. But yeah, just zoom out all the way, bro, and go to the 2015-2020, and like you don't break it down. Don't go into a lower time frame. Just look at that from where it's at that
This weekly
2050,
candle.
and then just look at the weekly candle after that high. How it comes
Yeah.
back down, like it went to that same high, drops, boom.
Yeah, that was a big week on gold. down maybe like
Sure.
2,000 pips. That was a very
And I
big
think that,
week.
yeah, but it happened like, I think it ran 1,000 pips in one day, dude. That high came from, I think that 2020 was when Biden got selected as president and Trump got kicked out, basically. Bro, I think me and you still spoke about it, where when Trump came into selection, when he got chosen as president, gold it pulled back, it came down. But because Biden's getting chosen now for the next time, it went up. And I think you're the one that told me that, dude. So you said if we watched the market or whatever and knew Biden was going to get selected, we should have bought it. That's what you
I
said
don't
to me, if I'm
know.
not mistaken. It was
No, I
back
think if I
then.
said anything about buying gold because of Biden, it's probably a joke. I don't think the political stuff has too much. I know
No,
that
it definitely did.
it will have
In
an
that moment, it
impact in and
definitely
around
did.
the time, but I think at that point in time, COVID and lockdowns were really what like was holding more weight.
No, for sure. But the thing is, COVID pushed it up to like 2000 and something. Then Biden got selected, and literally like 6-7 hours after Biden got selected, it made its high, touched its highest point, and then came back down. Never went back up there again. Never. Until now. So
Your investors knew, they knew what was up.
fucking funky, bro. Hey. Funky.
Volume has kind of died out here on gold.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the 15-minute close. Jarrod. Jared. I don't think he does, eh? I think he used to, but nah.
Wait, what?
Someone was asking if Jared has a
Oh,
YouTube
Jared have
channel.
a YouTube channel. I'm gonna spell Jared's name like that from now on, dude.
Jarrod.
Jarrod.
5 minutes struggling to break previous 5-minute high. So I don't want to look too deeply at the 5 minutes. Look, it's just moving sideways there. Let's see how the 15-minute closes. If you close bearish, then you know we can maybe manage the position. Still respecting previous candle lows.
Those subs are creeping in, eh?
Slowly but surely.
I was
From
naughty again, Connor.
From like 4,000 to 5,000 euro it is slow. There was a period where it was just booming. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's in my opinion, ever since you put that subscriber mode on, it slowed down and it never went back to like what caused you to put subscriber mode on. It never went back to that again after you did that. Never.
Yeah, that's true. But it has been peaceful since then.
It's been, but that's what you wanted. You wanted it a bit laid back, because fuck me, it picked up pretty fucking quickly out of nowhere. So,
yeah. No, it's been chill.
Yeah.
And there have been days where it picks up. I mean, like, there's 150 people.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah, but like, I mean, to go from 150 to 400, it's just, it feels fucking weird, dude. Like,
Yeah.
It adds weight
That's
out
true.
of nowhere.
That's true. The one day there was like 400 people here.
I think it was 411 was the peak. I think. But that's fucking quacked, dude. Yes.
Quacked.
Yeah, but I was naughty again, eh, Connor. I did something earlier that because we were almost on 5K. So.
Oh no.
You know me.
Do another stream. Oh shit.
I did indeed.
Whose stream did you go to? Wait, just message me soon.
It's just like a channel that runs. It doesn't have anything there.
Oh.
It doesn't have anyone. speaking and shit, but it has 120,000 subs, dude. So I was like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
So I went in and I was like, because there's a lot of people watching. So I was like, so do you guys maybe know who Connor Abrams is, eh? I've been watching his lives and I don't know, like, you know, just trying to learn the community. And then no one answers, and then there's mods. So I tagged the one mod and I was like, bro, do you know who Connor Abrams is? And then he was like, no, I don't know who Connor. I was like, yeah, it's like live 3,000 pips for the year. So it was just, you know, I was like just trying to find out more about the guy. And
Oh,
then yeah,
jeez.
I left.
Oh god.
I didn't promote
Just
you.
sent
I
the
was
link for
asking
the
about
channel.
you. You see, I was just asking about you. And yeah, I am now, Connor. It was nice to meet you, bro. I'm glad we met this way.
Lovely to meet you, bro. Yeah, you're a monkey.
I know, but this is the whole point. Yo, bro, I think I hurt myself, eh? And I disappeared for those 5 minutes.
Hmm?
I thought we broke in pallets. And when I fucking picked this pallet up, bro, I picked it up wrong. And it was from sitting here, going there, picking it up. So, eh, I'm sucking now.
Getting old, bro.
Bro, shut the
You need
fuck
to
up.
look after yourself.
Keep quiet. It's just because I'm weak, because I haven't been gymming. That's all.
With these wicks to the upside, we don't have the most beautiful 15-minute candles, but we're still closing bullish, bullish, bullish. Respecting previous candle lows. Still holding above this previous resistance. Previous already was closing bullish above there. Volume is very
Can I
low,
tell you?
but overall still looks good.
Can I
Yeah.
tell you what I'll take note of in this moment now? Like you see how the 15 minutes are going up. They don't look the nicest because they have the big wicks.
Yeah.
But I look at the bodies, and then you see how, not the previous one, but the one before closed with a big ass wick and a small body. Now, if next candle's body isn't bigger than that, also to the upside, then I'm a bit worried. But because
Yeah.
the next candle, that previous 15, opened up with a bigger body, that makes me feel more
Mm.
comfortable in the. That's how I look at it sometimes, so, especially now in this case.
Yeah, I hear you.
But it's not a strong confirmation. It's just yeah.
It's just like indicating the bullish strength in those candles.
Like the buyers haven't been kicked out, yeah. Like they're not moved out yet. They're still there. So
Could even come back down to retest this level here on 1949.4. Obviously, you're getting quite close to stops at that point. So if you are looking to manage your position, maybe as you break that 15-minute low there, you can look to manage.
I'm telling you now, bro, it's waiting for like a 30 minutes close or some shit or an hour close, and then volume's gonna pick up again out of nowhere, and it's gonna do its drive thing, and then it's gonna die out again, and then 1 hour is gonna push, and then it's gonna die out. It's gonna just keep happening until FOMC.
Such nice volume on this candle here. Yeah, are we retesting this resistance again? I haven't managed my position here. I've gone with a little bit lower risk than usual. Stops also really not too bad. But like I say, if you wanted to manage on the break of that previous 15-minute low was your chance. Stops are below the previous 30-year. So if we are breaking the previous 30-minute low, the trade is invalidated and you do want to be out.
Well, now volume picks up. Yes. See.
Yeah, guys, so that's my stop loss there. So that's going to be my session. FOMC later on today, so we'll see what happens there with FOMC. GJ still in that range, very low volume there. Gold also just not enough volume to maintain that move. Guys, that's going to be my day. Thank you so much for joining. See you later. Take it easy. Cheers.
Cheers.